Today on our 2008 Chevy Silverado, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the B&W Class V Heavy Duty Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number BW-HD-RH25217. One thing I do like about this hitch, compared to other hitches for trucks, is the cross tube is completely hidden behind the bumper. This is going to be a Class V Heavy Duty hitch. It's going to give you a little extra towing capacity compared to your Class 3 or your old school bumper mount ball. It's going to be your standard 2" by 2". It's going to have a 5/8" hitch pin hole. Safety chain loops are going to be a plate style. They're going to have a downward slope to give you better access. It does come with a mounting bracket and hardware for wiring if you'd like to have it installed. However, we're not going to be installing it on this vehicle because they already have wiring installed. You're going to have a 1,600-pound max tongue weight, which is downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. You're going to have a 16,000-pound max trailer weight, which is the trailer plus the load included. Now, I do recommend checking your owner's manual to make sure your vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. You can use weight distribution with this, however those weights will remain the same. Now we will give you a couple measurements to help you when deciding on any hitch mount accessories you may need, such as a ball mount, bike rack, or cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of the bumper will be about 2 inches. From the ground to the top innermost part of the receiver tube will be about 20 inches. Now let's show you how to get this installed. So to begin our installation, we need to do a little pre-assembly. So we're going to get our hitch out, and we're going to get our side plates and lay them out so we know which side they're going to go on. For each one of our 8 connection points, we're going to be using a 13 by 1.5" hex head bolt, a split lock washer, and a nut. Now before you assemble your side plates, you want to make sure that your receiver tube is on the bottom of your cross tube. Next, we're going to take our side plates, match up our mounting points. We'll slide a couple of our hex head bolts in to hold our plate up. On the back side, we'll put a split lock washer and a nut. Now you want to make sure that your bolts are facing in towards the center of the vehicle. You're going to repeat this process for all of your mounting points on your side plates. Next, we'll take a 19mm socket, 19mm wrench, and we'll tighten all of our hardware. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this bolt here, the bumper bracket bolt, on each side of the vehicle. We're going to be using a 7/8" socket, and you want to make sure that you use a socket and wrench first to loosen the bolt if you're going to be using power tools. That way you don't take a chance of breaking the bolt off inside of the weld nut. Next, with an extra set of hands, go ahead and raise our hitch into position. We're going to put our bolts in that we removed. So for the rest of our hardware, we're going to be mounting on our frame. We're going to have a 3" by 1.5" spacer block. We're going to have a 1.25" by 1.5" spacer block. And we're going to have two 1.5" by 1" spacer blocks. You also have your 13 by 2" hex bolts, nuts, and split lock washers. So now in the forwardmost hole, take the larger spacer block with the bolt and we'll put it on top inside the frame. We'll take our smaller spacer block, we'll follow it by our split lock washer, and then we'll follow that up with the nut. And for your center hole and your remaining hardware, you're going to take the larger of the 2 spacer blocks, put it on your bolt, bolt will go up through the center hole, spacer block, followed by your split lock washer and your nut. And then we're going to repeat the same process on the other side of the vehicle. For our 2 forwardmost holes, we're going to be using a 19mm socket. You're going to want to put a 19mm wrench on the top side of the frame. For our rearmost hole, we'll be using a 7/8" socket, and you won't have to put your wrench on top because it's going into the factory weld nut. Then you're going to repeat that process on the other side. Once you have everything tightened down, we'll torque everything down to specifications in the instructions. One thing you can do with the wrench on the top is you can either wedge it into your frame, or you can have somebody else hold it while you torque it down. That'll do it for the B&W Class V Heavy Duty Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number BW HDR H25217 on our 2008 Chevy Silverado.